I want to talk about ageism in hip hop. Well, for the past, I'll say about 5 years now, I feel like hip hop is finally, I don't want to say accepting, but they're finally getting comfortable with, men over a certain age still in the game. I remember Cam, Game, and other rappers, they were making fun of older rappers. Say, oh, you 38. And to my knowledge, Cam just dropped the album. He just, Cam just turned, 42, 43? I think hip hop, of course, was known as, it's a young man's game, per se, because that's when most, they start rapping young. So it's a young man's game because the young people decide the trends. They decide what's hot, the new shit. Everything is decided by the younger generation. That's a fact. Everything that's popping now is decided by us, the younger generation. Ice-T, I think Ice-T is like 62, 61. That's legendary to me. And to still being, involved within a culture, even though he ain't put out a rap album in years. I think he just did an album with his rock group, Body Count, but I'm talking about within the hip hop culture, Ice-T is a legend. Ice Cube, one of the GOATs in my top 5. He's 50 years old. He's NWA, America's Most Wanted, Death Certificate, Predator, Lethal Injection, all these, these projects, amazing. They birthed Kendrick, Game, most of the West Coast legends that, came from the school of Ice Cube and NWA. But I'm saying that to say this, he's 50. Dr. Dre is over 50. Our legends are growing up. Diddy just turned 50. Our legends are, they're officially that age now where like, damn, you did your thing, OG. Before it was only rock and roll that got that type of respect. And I'm slowly seeing hip hop. It's still not fully accepted because I still see some people, like, old man, and like it's not cool to get old. Yeah, hip hop is kind of the only genre where it's not cool to be old. You want to be the old dude that's cool, that can still dress fly and, understand what your kids are saying. I'm getting older, and my kids introduce me to records all the time, and I'll be like, yo, that's tough. 20 years ago, I couldn't introduce my parents to records. They wasn't into the same music. I think that's kind of cool that me and my kids are only one generation off of music. That's dope. My kids introduce me to new music all the time. I hear them play something. I hear them singing and rapping. I'm like, yo, who's that? I go check out the artist. I'm like, oh, that's dope. I, in turn, introduce my kids to this. I introduced them to Jay, Nas, Pac, Biggie, Kendrick. My kids can recite Suck MCs from Run DMC. I'm not even playing. Like, they can do that. You know what I'm saying? My kids introduced me. I think the last artist they introduced me to was introduced me to Cowboy. He had that Envy Me song. That was fire. But it was a girl, a new rapping female. I can't remember her name, but they introduced me to stuff all the time. Records be fire. I start checking for the artist eventually. You know what I mean? My daughter, we went, I think maybe it was 2 years ago. She introduced me to Alessia Cara. I enjoyed her music. I eventually took my daughter to go meet her. She really liked Scars to You're Beautiful. Amazing record. I started listening to her music. She was amazing. But I'm just saying that to say this, like, I introduced them to my stuff, and it's dope. The Rolling Stones, U2, Aerosmith, Billy Joel. I could keep going. They would never call old in their genres, in their respective. They would never call old in rock and roll. Rock and roll, it seems like the kids in that genre, they respect the OGs. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we really need to develop that respect, because it's always like, old nigga, like, nah, man, no. These dudes paved the way. Without Nas, you might not have J. Cole. Without Ice Cube, we might not have Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? So without Tribe Called Quest, we may not have Kanye. So the doors just keep opening. The doors. Without Chief Keef, who's in 10 years is going to be considered an OG, we might not, had half the drill music that's coming out in New York City. Shout out to Chief Keef. Lil Wayne, comes from the school of Jay. Lil Wayne comes from the school of UGK, from that school. But he opened the door for Young Thug and all these kids. Young Thug, who I think is a dope artist, by the way. I may not be into the shit he do outside of his music. That's some other shit. But I think his music is pretty dope. I just think that the ageism in hip-hop got to stop. We always complain about every kind of ism, sexism, racism. The ageism got to stop. Stop doing that. 2 Chainz, he didn't blow up until he was, 30-something, same as Rick Ross. It got to stop. We still have rappers rapping on, they're almost 50 years old, which is dope. I remember Cam and Jimmy calling Jay-Z 38 with Chancletas. I remember that. And y'all still rapping, so I don't want to hear none of that no more. Because what if that new dude from Harlem come and say, yo, shut the fuck up, nigga, y'all old, what's up? Nah, we not doing that. We're going to put some respect on Dipset name. Even though y'all was talking that crazy shit back then. Shout out to the set. But put some respect on the OGs, man. They've been here before. They have knowledge. They got wisdom they could give us. I told you I had a 2-hour conversation with Ice-T one day. Gave me some game. Not even just for music, just for life. You never know what you can learn. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. And also, older cats, stop trying to play the young dudes, man, because I think that y'all got to start respecting them for them to respect you. It starts at the top. Because I be seeing a lot of y'all trying to diss the younger cats. I don't like that. I'm a fan of the younger generation. I like them because, like I said before, they decide what's cool. They decide what's hot, what's not. All the new trends is because of them. Each one teach one, man. Peace.